Well, first of all, allow me to introduce myself. I'm a fallophiliac, aka, a dick watcher, a shower shark. I look at dicks and I'm a man. I just want to say I'm just going to be discussing my issues on what I consider like big dick politics and from my experiences and shit because I grew up in a family with my mother had three brothers and shit. And they all three, were extremely big. And, it was like back in the 70s and shit, tighty whities and, tight pants. So it wasn't like, didn't have to struggle to see the bulge and shit, things like that. So, um, I'm coming from a perspective of shit like that. Whether or not, it matters or not, that could be irrelevant to who's, hearing this. But, these are things that I wouldn't normally, discuss with my peoples or nothing like that because, the ramifications that have come from discussing issues like that because I know from my personal experiences that brothers are really sensitive about when it comes to dick size. Some, not so much, but the majority are. And they deal with it in passive aggressive ways, other times just straight up aggressive ways. But, that's way down the line and shit. So, um, from my, growing up in a house with like 9 people in and shit, sharing bedrooms and beds and shit at night, with practically grown individuals and shit and seeing them change clothes and take pisses and, baths and all that like that because it look all innocent when, little kids just in the bathroom, but they don't think they looking and observing or, they just go register in their mind. But, from the onset, I just remember, when I first saw that my uncle, had a really big dick and shit, and I was like, wow, that is amazing or whatever. I felt that emotion at the time. I can't convey it right now, but I just know it was nothing, negative or scary or intimidating. I was just something like appreciative, like, it's like, I'm impressed. That was like, that's cool and everything. So I'm like, wow. And, from then on, all these was curious or other, individuals just so happened to be as blessed. And, his brother was, blessed, but not as, impactful as he was. But, on the scale of, like the average person, it wouldn't be a contest. He would be, like at that point. But since they were just, closely related, it was just like one of them had to be the larger of the two. And so it just so happened to be him. But anyway, and, I always made it my business to, when they were changing clothes or using the bathroom or, walking around in underwear, just to be right there, just staring and observing. I was just like, from as early as I can remember, my earliest remembers were that of, checking out dicks and shit. And I was, really taken and, like, wanted to see, like, more of that because, me being as a 5-year-old boy, I'm not as developed. I'm thinking like, damn, I want to be like that when I grow up. And shit, that is a really, a big dick. That's where I stand right now. I'll get back to it later and everything. I'm just going to take a break. Pause for the cause. The fallophiliac.